Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I forgot my little bag to put my ball of wool in there. Stop rolling around the place. Been better if I'd wound that up on my wool winder and made it into a cake. It pulls up better off that. But I am knitting my cardigan. I've put the neck on and I've put a little video on my other channel, my tutorial channel, Sheila's Just Knitting, showing how I picked the stitches up just for Jean, but it looked like one or two other people were quite happy with knowing how to do that as well, and one or two little things I do to get rid of holes and things, and that happens in your knitting and when you're picking up stitches for the neck. But I'm going to sit and knit this until it's absolutely finished. It doesn't matter what else I have to do. I'm not usually doing this until night time, but as I did the neck this morning and done a video for the show picking up the stitches, I'm going to carry on. And I put it on, I started off picking up the stitches for the front bands, but I picked them up on straight needles. But I do like to do the bands on circulars, which I'm using now. I'm using a circular now, because when you pick the stitches up and you knit the first row, you can put I put it down flat and pull the stitches the length of the cable on this cable here, which was the good length of the cardigan, and it shows me whether there's enough stitches, whether I picked up enough stitches for the front, because I wasn't sure with this being a different kind of pattern where I was going below on so many rows. On every other row I was going below picking a stitch up, so instead of say maybe it's about 100 stitches, I would do maybe about, after I've done the band on the bottom, I would do maybe about 100 rows from there up to the armholes. But with this one, I think there was about 130 rows, something like that. So I know I was going to have to pick the band up differently to what I normally do. So that was why I put this one onto the cable, because there's only 120 stitches, which is quite enough for using straight needles. But like I'm saying, the circular ones, that is times when I do like to use the circular ones. But anyway, I'll put that down for a minute and show you what else I have been doing. Put that on there. I got just a little bit of this done after I picked up the that when I was doing the video yesterday, I came across a great big knot in the middle of it. Somewhere a knot had been joined, the pom-poms together. So I done a little bit after I sorted that out, and that's the length that's coming now. But I'll just keep on knitting until the whole ball's finished, because I don't have any more of this. So that's for the whole blanket. It's going to be quite big. That's got to go to the United States when I've finished it. It's going to be quite a big packet. And I did just a little bit from yesterday. I didn't get much more of that little cardigan done because I was going out anyway to my bingo, but that was as far as I got with that. But when I came in from my bingo, which I normally knit things when I'm doing things for myself of a night time, which I've been doing this cardigan here of a night time. There was a couple of hours before I was going to bed, because I did get in just after 10. So I thought, I'm going to go upstairs and pick myself some more wool out for another sweater. I decided to do another sweater, and this is what I picked out. That's how it knits up. This is called, I'll find the label. This is called Party Time Stripes Double Knit. This is James C. Brett. And there are 280 meters, and it is 100% premium acrylic. So it's better than what I usually use for myself. I usually just use ordinary acrylic. This is premium acrylic anyway. And that's the ball. It's all the different colours. But they come out in little stripes, which I like the effect, because it started, there's a little bit of blue across there, and there's a little bit of blue across that side, and there's cream on that side, and there's cream on that side, and the orange, it's like an orange colour went all the way, practically all the way across, except for that little way. But I'm doing I'm using just 3mm needles for to do the bands, because I've noticed a lot of my sweaters, especially this one I'm wearing, the bands seem to go wide after they've been washed a few times. And I'm going to have to get some, see if I can get some elastic thread, the same colours of this sweater and some other ones I have, and just put it around the bottom. You can't see here, but the bottom of my, just put it around the very edge to pull it in, because I just do not like the way they go baggy. But this one, so maybe helping to stop that, I do want about 119 stitches for, that is for, I'm doing a 40 inch, it'll come out 42, that's the measurements I want. And I've cast on, I'm going to have 119 stitches, but I've only cast on 109, and I'm going to increase across the row. When I finish the band, I'm going to increase 10 stitches to make it to 119, so that'll make the band a little bit tighter around the bottom, so it might not stretch like the other one. I'm hoping not anyway, but that along, it looks a bit gathered when you look along there, but it's because the stitches are piled together on the needle. So I'm liking how this is going to turn out. So there's going to be a few more extra stitches, so those stripes, if they're all about the same size, they'll be a little bit shorter on each one. So I do like what this was turning out like. It's not, I thought it was going to be bands of stripes across. There was no picture on the label to show you exactly what is. Sometimes on some of them I've had, there's been a picture of the bands there. I thought that down there was different colours. I thought that's how the stripes were going to come out on it, but it's not. It's just anyway, they're coming out anyway. So I do like the way this is turning out. So I have to do, I don't know what my tape measure is. I've got that much rubbish on this setting. One time, oh, there it is, under the blanket. I have done 1 3/4 inches. I might do about 2 1/4 inches on this, this one. I've done 14 rows there, so I'm probably going to do about 24 rows, I think. I normally do about 20 rows, but I thought I'd make this a little bit deeper. And I'm going to do my 3x1 mock rib on it, because I do like that pattern. It's a nice pattern, and especially with this having like those stripes things, I don't want some sort of pattern that's going to take the effect away from the stripes. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the 3x1. I only have one sweater with that pattern on. I don't have any cardigans. I have an old cardigan, I think, that's ready to go into a bag, which I haven't worn for a long time. So that's what I'm going to do on this one. And I was quite enjoying knitting that last night. It took me a couple of hours to do that much. Well, about an hour and a half by the time I sorted out. You know, it was about 10:10 by the time I got in and that. So that's what I'm doing with that. And I have saved myself the 6 balls. This was a voucher that Lisa sent me, which I spent in Hobbycraft in North. She sent me a voucher to use in Hobbycraft, which we have a Hobbycraft in North Shields. And that was why I went and bought myself 6 balls of this. So there'll probably be some left over. Maybe do a little child's cardigan or something with what's left of it. But I do like it. It's quite nice. It was quite expensive as well. There wasn't much change out to £25, I'll tell you that. So that's that, and I'm going to show you something else. This is another one of my inventions. You're probably wondering what this is. It's not the Leaning Tower of Pisa. This is a a tin. It's metal on the bottom, but just like cardboard, your hard cord around the outside, and it had fudge. Someone had sent me some fudge in this, and I made a little cover to go over it. I started off with made a little circle, and then I just kept going round. I kept joining it. I think there's a joint somewhere. I don't know where I put the joint. I must be getting good at these joints because I can't find it. I think that's it there, because it seems to go down at an angle. I think that's where I joined it. But there's a reason I've done that. I know a lot of you are probably looking at that and probably wondering what I'm using that for. Well, I used to use this to keep my needles, my knitting needles in. I put all the knitting needles that I'm using most of the time in here. And there was an awful lot of problem. It's just standing on the end. Sometimes I had it standing in my hearth, my fire hearth, or sometimes it was just on the end of my coffee table. If I was changing needles a lot, I'd put it on the coffee table. But sometimes when I put the needles in, they'll all go over to one side, they'll tip over and they're all on the floor, so I'm having to pick them up. So this is what I'm doing with this. Pick one. I'm putting all of the big needles that I don't use very often in the centre, because there's plenty spaces where the stitches are where I can put these needles. There's some more bigger ones. And the ones I use all the time, the most regular ones, like this is 4.5. I try to keep the same needles together. There's another 4.5, put that one together. And there's 3.75, put that one there. That's the other one to that. And 4mm. These are the ones I use the most, 4mm. Another 4mm. I have 4mm on about 3 things in my bag as well. And that's a 3.25mm. I'll put some over this side, keep the balance right. So these are my 3.25 ones. There, and I'm standing that just on my laptop, and that saves that falling over because there's proper places for those needles to go into now. And I'm glad that was a nice thought, something to do with, that's not just knitting to wear. So that's a good idea for anyone else. That was a very thick wool I use. It was just some, it was super chunky actually, not ordinary chunky. I think it's super chunky. And it only took me about 15 minutes to make it. It was very quick, just, you know, on a, I think I used 10mm hook. And there's only, was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 11 rows. And then I just circled it off round the bottom, and I've put a little bit cord all the way around and pulled it tight and just tucked it inside there. So that's handy for anyone else that might want to do something like that. Maybe you've got some Pringle containers or something like that, because they are the same sort of things. They come in very handy. Put that on the edge of my coffee table. At least it'll not be toppling over again. I got sick of having to keep getting up, and I'd forget and put the needle in, and then next thing they're all on the floor. So I'm going to get on with my knitting here. I'll be making myself a cup of tea. Before my tea, it's almost 4 o'clock now. You got a lovely sunny day today. It's a pity we're going to start getting colder weather again. If this nicer weather keeps up, I'll be out in my garden and I will not be sitting knitting all day. I'll be having things to do in my garden, which I never did last year, because I had so many orders and so much work to do, I didn't have time. But anyway, I was at my bingo last night. Me and my friend never won anything. I think we were both, at least every single game, one of us was waiting for one number, and that's so annoying, because we go through 9, 10, 11 games altogether, so that's 11 times. Sometimes both of us were waiting for a number, and it was so annoying when it doesn't come out. But anyway, that's my bit for today, so thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. Bye for now.